weekend, and I just wanted to bring you this clip.
Yeah, I am a ghost geezer.
Why are you getting so angry? What do you mean off you go? I'm just standing in, mate. What do you mean off you go? I'm just standing in. Bye-bye, mate.
I don't just put in gas chambers, mate.
Yeah, mate.
He's not harassing you.
Well, what's he doing? I'm just standing. He's putting his hand out at me.
Looks like that adults, come on, we can sort this out. He's allowed to film, you're allowed to
I don't think it was there, though. Right?
There you go, mate, there's the law. You feel fair, mate, you're following me around, mate. Mate, you're
are we going to stand here all day?
We're licensed security.
Yeah, but he can film, he can film.
No, that's public security, mate, not you.
No, I didn't do nothing wrong. He's done nothing. I wanted you up in there.
Well, I'm joined now by the independent journalist and YouTuber Wesley Winter, who was the non-aggressive man in that clip. And Wesley, could you just explain to our viewers and listeners, please, where were you there? What was going on? And did they bus someone in to be a bit of an agitator?
Well, I was just outside Epping station. That's the reason why I was there. I wanted to see firsthand, are they bringing them by bus, police van, or are they actually coming via the tube? But as you saw from that clip, we're just outside Epping Station. All the protesters gathered there where they had various speeches, but just on the edge of that were paid security. And as you saw there was that man who was very, very aggressive.
So you think they were paying, you think he's paid to be there? But
Yeah.
By who? By who?
Obviously, Stand Up to Racism, they're obviously funded by the unions who are in bed with the Labour Party. I think that is common knowledge by a lot of people. And that man there, I've been told now, is called Paul Siddett, who's apparently a security guard for Stand Up to Racism, has been for many years, allegedly. And on that day, he was clearly just paid to shut down press and freedom of speech.
So what was his argument? I mean, it pains to stress that this guy is obviously not here to defend himself. He might deny that he's paid and he might deny he's part of the group, whatever. But he didn't like you there just filming, did he, at all? Why not? What was his point?
I think the point was that they just didn't want anyone to be there in terms of anyone with a camera. I went just to film a couple of signs, and then that man was just called over and he was like, oh, I know this guy and this and that. And I never spoken to him properly before up until that point. And he just wasn't happy with my presence. Apparently from the clip, I was quite provocative just by being there.
He looked quite intense. He was chewing his gum. He looked like a man who was ready to go, didn't he, really? And, you know, there you go. Very red in the face as well. You can read into that what you will. But I just thought, you know, is that he's got a Stand Up to Racism jersey on, forcing you away. I mean, eventually the police did actually tell him to do one, didn't they? Yeah,
I mean, the police were very fair. I mean, you always hear about two-tier police and all these sort of phrases that get thrown around, but there it was clear as day who the agitator was. And obviously we are in a public tube station. Anyone can be where they want.
And I can't help but wonder whether or not this is part of it. You know, one thing that's been highlighted, and you've been doing great work in this regard, but one thing I think has been highlighted recently, especially in Epping, was the role that some of Stand Up to Racism play, I would argue, as agitators. So you end up with a load of local people who are there, who have got very strong views, predominantly about the safety of their own children and women, which I think is quite a basic human instinct, actually. And then people turn up, maybe trying to prevent. I mean, I think he kind of wanted you to hit him there a bit. I think he was looking a little bit aggy. Yeah. You know, and on another day, I mean, it's probably not in your nature, but on another day, someone might have reacted to that, and then it becomes this big thing, doesn't it? And then it's like, you know, journalist punches a peaceful Stand Up to Racism. Right. So we need to watch out for these people, don't we? I think?
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely there to, you know, not just be security, but have an ulterior motive. And I think that just speaks for itself. Getting very close to me. Obviously, I wasn't retaliating. The police are there to do their job, and rightly so, on the day they did. If you actually was there at the protest, you would notice that it was from 2 to 8. The protest was meant to be on for. The Stand Up to Racism crowd actually left quite early, and you have to raise the question, why did they leave early? Is it because they weren't getting the reaction they wanted, or was it time to get the bus home? Who knows?
Yes. How did they leave? I'm interested. They just walk
to the station. As you'll see in maybe a few days from my video, how that panned out as they were leaving. But yeah, it was just a police escort in terms of this kind of accosted them back to there.
This is fascinating. What is your YouTube channel?
Yeah, so Wesley Winter. Some of viewers may be watching are familiar with the channel, but yeah, Wesley Winter just on YouTube.
Yeah, this is another great turning point in Britain, really, actually, as we see people like Wesley. I think obviously some people at GB News, people like Adam Brooks as well, who've been doing this stuff, where we actually start to shine a bit of light on the tactics of these groups that have flown under the radar for a very long time. What is it that Stand Up to Racism are all really about, you know? So there we go. Wesley, thank you very much, and well done with doing what you're doing as well. Wesley Winter there. Look, again, I'll just say that that individual there might deny that he's paid by Stand Up to Racism, might deny that he's an agitator, all of that stuff. So, you know, we'll have to wait and see. Coming